Today we're going to do our Unit 3 stop and go to go over our test that covered force and motion. So as we're going through, for every question you get correct, you'll color the circle on that slide green. For every question that you got incorrect, you'll color the circle red. Then at the end of each section, you'll count how many you got right. And if you are not at meets or masters for the section, we'll go back at the end and you'll do the TEK review column on the right, and these will be your test corrections. And as we're working through this, please ask any questions as needed. If you haven't already, make sure you click the attendance link here on slide 1. Make sure on slide 2 you get the correct class period. On slide 3, you'll click the following link to open up Eduphoria. Once you're there, you'll type in your lunch number and your regular password to log in. Please make sure that you already took the test. If you haven't, it'll be up here on top. Then if you have, on the bottom, you'll find the section that says select a test to review. And I know that says atoms and periodic table test, but it is actually your Unit 3 test, force and motion. Then once you select it, you will see your score summary. From here, we'll take a look at slide 4. The first set of questions covered TEK 8.6a, unbalanced forces. So go ahead and go through question 1 through 5 on your score summary to count up how many you got correct. Let's say I got 1 and 3 correct, I'll put a red dot. And let's say I got 2, 4, and 5 incorrect. Then count up how many you got correct total out of the 5 and put that here. So let's say I got 2. Then we'll see which level I'm at for this TEK. If I got 2, I would be at non-approaches. So you can make a little star here at the top because I know I'll need to come back to do this TEK review. Before going on to the next set of questions, does anybody have any questions over the specific test questions 1 through 5? Looking at our next set of questions, it covered TEK 8.6b, or the topic was speed, velocity, and acceleration. So same thing. Go ahead and fill it in if you got it correct with a green dot, and if it was incorrect with a red dot. Then count your total correct out of the 4. I know that said 5, but it should be a 4. And then circle which level you are at for that TEK. So if I got 2 out of 4, I would be at approaches. So again, if you are at non-approaches or approaches, over here at the top, I'll put a little star so I know to come back and fill in this TEK review. Before moving on, does anybody have any specific questions over questions 6 through 9 on the test? Our next set of questions covered TEK 8.6c, or the topic was Newton's law. So same thing, go ahead and go through. If you got it right, you'll put a green dot. And if you got them wrong, you'll put a red dot. Count how many you got correct out of the 5. And then circle which level you're at for that TEK. So if I got 3 out of 5, I'd be at approaches. So if you were at non-approaches or approaches, make sure you put a little star on the top so you remember to come back to do this TEK review. Before moving on to the next section, does anybody have any specific questions over 10 through 14. So for this last section, it was our spiral review. So it means it brought back things from our chemical reactions unit and from your 6th grade physics unit. So there were actually 6 questions here. Again, it should say 6, should be out of 6. And then same thing, if you got it right, make sure you put a green dot. And if you got it wrong, you'll put a red dot. Count up how many you got correct. And if I had 4 out of 6 for this TEK, that means I would be at meets. And since I was at meets, I would not have to come back to do the TEK review. Before moving on, does anybody have any specific questions on numbers 15 through 20 on the test? For slide 8, go ahead and count how many total you got correct out of 20. I got 11. So then to find your score, 20 minus 11 means I got 9 wrong. So my grade would be at a 55. So for this test, if you missed 1 through 3, you are at masters. If you missed 4 through 5, you were at meets. If you missed 6 through 9, you were at approaches. And anything below that, you were at non-approaches. So as long as you were at approaches, that would be considered passing for our STAR test. If you do not need to do corrections, you can go on to slide 9 and 10. On slide 9, it asks which TEK you mastered, so where you had the most green, and which TEK you still need to study, which one you had the most red on. Then on the last slide, you'll write your goal, and there are sentence stems, so I made a blank on this test. On the next CA, I would like to have a score of blank. To achieve this, I plan to, and you finish that up, and you'll type your answer in the text box. Then there is also an extra credit opportunity. If you did your Unit 3 test review, you already earned 5 points on your test, but you can also tell everything you learned about forces in motion in a Flipgrid, and our notes are here. They're linked for you, so you can open those up to help you along. But for right now, I'll go ahead and go back to work through the TEK reviews in case you need any help on that. So we'll start with slide 4. So this one says, which of the following scenarios where a ball is in motion describes balanced forces, and how do you know? Taking a look at our notes, we know balanced forces have to maintain a constant speed or stay at rest. So looking over here, 1 says a ball rolling down a ramp. 2, a ball rolling along the floor at a constant speed. 3, a ball falling from the top of a building. 4, a ball on a rope rocking back and forth. And 5, a ball spinning in place on a frictionless surface. So the only one that talked about a constant speed would be number 2. And how we know is it says constant speed. Every other choice shows a change in speed, which would make those unbalanced forces. And again, for this one, it was asking for balanced. Looking at the next TEK review on slide 5, it says to define the following vocabulary terms. So speed, velocity, and acceleration. Taking a look at our notes, speed, remember, gives us a distance and time. Velocity is speed and direction. And then acceleration is a change in speed or direction. So if something's speeding up, slowing down, or changing direction. So over here, we'll go ahead and add that in. Speed is distance over time. Velocity was speed and direction. And then acceleration, again, was change in speed or direction. Looking at that bottom question, it says if a car is moving on a road at 70 kilometers per hour, going north, and then changes direction, and starts traveling northeast, staying at 70 kilometers per hour, what happens to its speed and velocity? So if it starts at 70 kilometers per hour and stays at 70 kilometers per hour, that would be our speed. And we see that there's no change in speed. So speed stays the same. But then our velocity also includes direction. So if it starts north, then goes northeast, speed stays the same and acceleration changes. Because again, remember, a change in direction is a change in velocity. Our next TEK review covers Newton's law. So it says which formula is needed to solve this problem. So I see this picture here. I see forces, and then the question below says the total mass of the rocket is 0.5 kilograms. Based on the information above, what is the acceleration of the rocket? So knowing that, I know that I'll be using my force formula. So F equals ma. I'll also use my formula triangle strategy. So coming over here, the formula is F equals ma. And then I'll go ahead and draw out the triangle. So FMA. It tells us the total mass is 0.5. And based on the information above, what is the acceleration? So we need to find A, but we'll have to use the pictures to find the force. So looking at the picture, the forces 5 and 3 are going in the same direction. So we would add, so 5 plus 3 gives us 8. But then there's 15 newtons going up, so the opposite direction. So to find the net force, we would subtract. So 15 minus 8 gives us 7. So now we can plug that number in. So to find acceleration, we would do 7 divided by 0.5. So in my calculator, I'll plug the 7 in first. So 7 divided by 0.5, and we get 14. So the acceleration of the rocket is 14 meters per second. So on our last slide, it just covers our chemical reactions in 6th grade physics. So what substance produced a chemical change? So substance 1, light when burned, yes. Dissolves in water, no. Melts, no. Formed a precipitate, yes. Then the last part says the car traveled at a constant speed for 2 minutes, increased its speed over 2 minutes, and then travels at a constant speed for 2 more minutes. So your graph would look something like that. So make sure you finish your TEK reviews and complete those last two slides.